How you doing, guys? This is Boxing Knowledge coming at ya with my take on the Wladimir Klitschko versus Fast Eddie Chambers fight. I have no idea why this fight is not being talked about as much as it should. Um, I believe that Eddie Chambers is a legitimate heavyweight contender. He only has one loss, and Wladimir Klitschko is currently the Ring Magazine champion of heavyweight champion of the world. In my book, that is the only title that really matters. I could care less about the four major sanctioning bodies that we have at the moment. Nevertheless, the WBO world title is on the line. Fast Eddie Chambers is the #1 mandatory challenger. Um, let's start with Wladimir Klitschko. Not much to say about him. Um, he's big. He's got decent speed. He's got an excellent jab. Killer right hand. His chin is suspect, but he protects it very, very well. Kudos to Emmanuel Stewart to just honing all his advantages and protecting his weaknesses. He's coming off a very convincing performance against Chigaev. He stopped him. I don't think that Chigaev was stopped before. He was also legitimate. He was the WBA champion in recess. A ridiculous title given to him. But anyway, having said that, Klitschko looked fabulous. Kept him at a distance. And that's nothing pretty much to say. I mean, Wladimir Klitschko, he looked impressive. He looked great. Kudos to him. Fast Eddie Chambers, okay? He is a legitimate contender. Okay, he's worked his way up. He had a setback against what's his name? I want to say his name is Alexander Povetkin. He had a setback against him. He lost. I believe that Eddie Chambers is a different person now. He looked great in his last fight against another Alexander. His last name is Dimitrenko or something like that. He looked wonderful. He won by majority decision, which I think was a bollocks decision. It should have been easily a unanimous decision, but what can you expect from corrupt European, not even European, corrupt German judges, or maybe actually no, they weren't from Germany, but it was still a hometown decision. I mean, they were in Germany. In my opinion, Eddie Chambers won that fight by a landslide. He looked great, guys. He slimmed down. He used to look out of shape, but he slimmed down to a trim. I believe it was a 205, 210. He looked great. He's a smaller heavyweight. He has no power, really. I want to say he's got like 18 knockouts or something like that. His knockout percentage is really, really low. And to have a chance to beat Wladimir Klitschko, you're going to need some serious power because his chin is suspect. Even still, with that power, Wladimir Klitschko protects himself very, very well, so it would be difficult. Fast Eddie Chambers is very quick. Okay, very quick on his feet. Got great hand speed. Decent chin. His defense is good. He's very slick. Your traditional, African American slick, boxer. But it won't be enough. It's a shame. But he's just too small. I'm gonna make a comment right now, and some of you guys might think it's controversial, but please, if you do agree or disagree, I want you to write a comment. I'm sure, 100%. I have no doubts whatsoever that if Vitaly and Wladimir Klitschko were, let's say, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", they would not be dominating the heavyweight scene. Are they talented individuals? Can they box well? Are they strong? Do they have all these great attributes? Do they have all the attributes to be a champion? Absolutely. But the only reason why they're ruling the heavyweight scene, the only reason why they've been, the kings of the heavyweight division for some years now, is because of their size. Because they're 6'7", and they have those long arms, and they can box, and they have this wonderful ability. But that ability would not be as effective if they didn't have the size that they have. Okay, they're in great shape. Not to take anything away from them. I mean, they were born that way. On the heavyweight scene, you know, 200 pounds and up. You guys know how it is, but it's impossible for a guy of Eddie Chambers' size to be a bigger man with so much skill, like the Klitschko brothers, in this case Wladimir, unless they have a total breakdown. Unless, you know, Wladimir, you know, somehow just has a total, you know, breakdown in his psyche or something like that, of that nature. I believe that a smaller guy with a higher skill level than a big guy with a little bit less skill can win. But this is not the case, guys. I mean, Eddie Chambers has a lot of skill, but so do the Klitschko brothers. I believe that if Wladimir Klitschko, with his skill, was the same size as Eddie Chambers, height-wise, I believe that Eddie Chambers could beat him. But that's not the case, guys. He's going in there against a monster. He's all solid. He's smart. He's cerebral, to say the least. I'm going to pick Wladimir Klitschko to win by KO, actually. Maybe a lot of people are picking him to win by unanimous decision. I think Klitschko is gonna tag him, you know, and I think he's gonna knock him out. You know, if he doesn't knock him out, it's not gonna be no matter what, unanimous decision. But you know, I'm going for the KO. That's my first prediction, and that's the one that matters. So leave your comments, guys. Let me know. Don't forget to subscribe.